What is up, our National Wrestling Shooters members and viewers? This is Scott Kisegeo, Will Feel number one. Today, I'm going to give you my review of Raw Smackdown and NXT. Now, I thought all three shows were great, but NXT blew Raw and SmackDown right out of the water this week. And I'm going to tell you why later. But okay, let's begin with the Raw show, which was a good show. Okay. The commentators from Monday Night Raw were Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Booker T. Okay. The show opened with Roman Reigns coming to the ring and accepting Braun Strowman's challenge to an ambulance match at Great Balls of Fire. He promised to take Strowman straight to hell, but was interrupted by an ambulance backing into the arena. Reigns went to investigate, but Strowman jumped him from behind. Strowman beat up Reigns and tossed him into the side of the ambulance. That was a decent opener. I love seeing Roman Reigns get beat up. I always love to see Roman Reigns get beat up. Okay, hold on. Alright. Next was, Eli Sampson was about to give a concert flanked by Sheamus and Cesaro, but was interrupted by the theme of the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys and Finn Balor defeated Eli Sampson, Sheamus, and Cesaro. Balor picked up the pinfall victory for his team after hitting the coup de grace on Cesaro. This was actually a good match. I mean, I think that the Hardy Boys and Finn Balor worked very well as a team. And then Goldust delivered another backstage promo, and then made his Goldust Classic return, accompanied by his own gold-suited comparison. The match between Goldust and R-Truth never began, as Goldust jumped Truth before the bell and delivered a beatdown while his cameraman filmed the whole thing. That was great. I loved seeing R-Truth get beat up. I'm not a fan of R-Truth. I'm actually glad to see that Goldust is going back to his old roots, back in the Attitude Era. I like the old version of Goldust. I think this version is working very well. All right, and then here was an awful train wreck. It was The Miz hosted an episode of MITB with his guests LeVar, Lonzo, and Lamelo Ball. It ended with LeVar taking his shirt off and Dean Ambrose getting involved. This was totally horrible. This is a horrible trade, like a waste, and it was a waste of everybody's time. It didn't need to be on the show. However, the N-word was dropped. The N-word was dropped. Yes, Lamelo Ball did, after he took his shirt off, he said, "Beat niggas ass. Beat niggas ass." That's exactly the words he said. But this was a total waste of time, and it didn't need to be on the show. And then match number 2, The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel defeated Wino, Hugh Stadium, and Dean Ambrose. Bo Dallas was able to roll up Wino and get the pin, while Dean Ambrose and The Miz were chasing each other outside the ring. Nothing special, nothing really special. That's all I'm going to say. Enzo Amore had an in-ring confrontation with Big Cass. He said he refuses to let the bond be broken before they have a chance to become tag team champions. Cass said he is ashamed of what he did last week and that Enzo is his brother and that he's sorry. He extended his hand and Enzo shook it. Then they embraced. Cass delivered his catchphrase and they left the ring together. They posed on the stage, and Cass attacked Enzo again, clotheslining him and then press slamming him down the ramp. After the break, Cass warned Corey Graves to stay out of his business. Awesome swerve. Awesome swerve. I like Big Cass as a solo heel. He is doing very well. And then match number 3, Seth Rollins defeated Kurt Hawkins. Rollins won the King's Day. After the match, Bray Wyatt appeared on the screen to taunt Rollins. This was an okay match. Weird, bizarre. Okay, then Paul Heyman came to the ring and ran down Samoa Joe, saying Joe should be smarter. And now it is his time to start fearing Brock Lesnar. He then introduced Lesnar and said Lesnar would be calling Joe out to the ring for a fight. Lesnar ended, but Joe jumped him from behind and locked in the coquina clutch. Brock tried to break free, but Joe kept the clutch locked in until the Revival came on. Others ran in and from the back to pull him up. Wow. I'm loving the feud between Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. That's the best part of Raw. They Those guys can go. Those guys really know how to put on a field together. I hope the match is great as well. And then Neville defeated Lynch Dorado. This was a non-title match. Akira Tozawa was at ringside for his own private Titus Worldwide VIP section. Neville won by submission with the Wings of Saturn. Don't care. After the match, Tozawa got in the ring for a fight, but Titus O'Neil interrupted and said Neville would be defending his Cruiserweight Championship against the new number one contender, Tozawa, with Great Balls of Fire. Okay. Women's number one contender, the Gauntlet match. Sasha Banks defeated Nia Jax, Emma, Dana Brooke, Mickie James, and Bayley. This was a foreshadowed Alexa Bliss's Women's Championship at Great Balls of Fire. Bayley and Nia Jax were the first two competitors. Jackson eliminated Bayley by a pinfall with a Samoan drop. Mickie James was next up and was eliminated when Jax ran through her and then pinned her. Dana Brooke entered fourth and was quickly eliminated with a leg drop. Emma was next up, was eliminated for another Samoan drop. Sasha Banks was the final entrant and eventually managed to get Nia Jax to tap out to a modified ring statement. Amazing Gauntlet match. Amazing. This was a really good match. I enjoyed it. Congratulations to Sasha Banks for being the number one contender. So I would give this Raw a 7 out of 10. Now it's time for the SmackDown Live review. Okay, if I can find it on here. Here we go. SmackDown, the commentators for the show were Tom Phillips, JBL, and Byron Saxton. Alright, the show opened with Carmella once again arguing with Daniel Bryan about him stripping of the Money in the Bank briefcase before ending with James Ellsworth being banned from the arena in tonight's Money in the Bank match. That was funny. That was a good opening segment. It was funny seeing James Ellsworth escorted by security. Non-title match. The Usos defeated the Hype Bros per Daniel Bryan. The Hype Bros would get a shot at the SmackDown Tag Team Championship if they could defeat the Usos. The Usos won after a big splash and wide. After the match, New Day exchanged words with the Usos, challenged them to a match at Battleground, and challenged them to a rap on next week's SmackDown. Okay, this was not really good. This was a decent tag team match, but I don't really care about the rap battle next week. I'm not interested in that. Nothing against the New Day or the Usos. I'm just not interested in seeing a rap battle. Next, SmackDown Women's in the Bank match. Naomi defeated Lana. Naomi pinned Lana in the short order for a split-legged moonsault. This was a squash match. But I'm glad that Naomi is still the champion because she deserves to hold it longer. And Lana did notice that her shoulder was up. She posted on Twitter that her shoulder was up. So, yes, Lana's shoulder was up. Okay, then. Aiden English tried to sing but was interrupted by Randy Orton. Orton hit an RKO on English. Orton stayed in the ring to cut a promo on Jinder Mahal, promising to never stop attacking him if he didn't get another chance at revenge. Shane McMahon agreed to give Orton another shot at Mahal at Battleground, but with Mahal choosing the stipulation. Mahal appeared and announced the match would take place inside a Punjabi prison. I haven't seen the first two Punjabi prisons, but I'm going to check them out because a lot of people are giving mixed reactions about it. So hopefully this is interesting. But this was predictable because we all knew it was going to be a Punjabi prison match, but yeah. And then Daniel Bryan announced an Independence Day Battle Royal from next week with the winner facing Kevin Owens for the United States Championship at Battleground. I am very interested in seeing that, but my money is on AJ Styles. Baron Corbin defeated Sami Zayn. Zayn interrupted a promo from Mike and Marie Canales. Corbin pinned Zayn after an end of days. Okay, how many times are we going to see Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn wrestle? Come on, we need enough. We need to see. We don't want to see them wrestle. I mean, they're both great wrestlers, but I'm getting sick and tired of seeing Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn wrestle. And then there was the main event, was Money in the Bank ladder match. Carmella defeated Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Tamina, and Becky Lynch. Despite being banned from building, James Ellsworth tried to pull down the briefcase like he did at Money in the Bank. He was banned. That was hypocritical. But Becky Lynch knocked over the ladder. Becky tried to climb the ladder, but Carmella attacked her with a steel chair. Carmella then climbed the ladder and pulled down the briefcase herself to once again become Miss Money in the Bank. This Money in the Bank match was better than the one they had at the 2017 Money in the Bank match, but it was pointless. It was pointless because we all knew that Carmella was gonna win. But anyway, I would give this SmackDown Live a 7 out of 10. I mean, it was good, but it could have been better. It wasn't a great SmackDown, so it was kind of boring at parts, but it could have been better, so I have to say Raw won once again this week. Now it's time for the show that beat both Raw and SmackDown Live, NXT. NXT. Let's get, because this NXT was absolutely amazing. Okay, so now it's time for your NXT reveal. The commentators were Mauro Ranallo, returning to the WWE, who is now part of the NXT commentary team, along with Nigel McGuinness and Percy Watson. Okay, let's begin with the show. A trailer tries to prepare us for the main event before the intro. Nigel McGuinness welcomes us, introduces Percy Watson and Mauro Ranallo. Velveteen Dream defeated Ho-Ho Lim via pinfall following a Purple Rainmaker. This is decent. And then another earlier today, back up the SUV limo interview with Asuka's interrupted by Nikki Cross jumping on the hood of the car and trying to climb in before security drags her away while Asuka stares at her. We then see the champ now working with heavy bag whip kick. That was crazy and weird. I liked it. It helps build up the field for for tonight's main event. So that was perfectly done. Flashback to the end of Hideo Itami's free GTS on Oney Lorcan at the end of the match 3 weeks ago sets up news that would rematch tonight. In William Regal's office, Heavy Machinery is beefing with Officer Pain. The general manager informs us Otis, Dazovic, and Tucker Knight will get a title shot in 2 weeks. After the challengers leave, Paul Ellering asks Regal, what Jurassic cocoon did you find them in? The GM says they're unusual, but dangerous. Interesting. That was a funny backstage statement. Paul Ellering's comment was funny. And then, Hideo Itami versus Oney Lorcan ends in a no contest. That's when Oney immediately charges Itami and lights him up with a European uppercuts and chops, resulting in Hideo bleeding profusely from the nose. After the referee and trainers check on him, they call for the bell as the crowd chants for Oney. Video package for Roderick Strong and his rivalry with Bobby Roode. Itami makes his way back up to big chairs and calls for Lorcan, and we have the bell. At which point Hideo charges him and blasts him with a knee. Hideo Itami defeated Oney Lorcan via pinfall after they go to sleep. After the injured Lorcan told the ref he wanted to continue. Post-match, Hideo gets a microphone and asks Kazuchika Ono to come out. A wary Ono comes out, but Itami offers his hand before KO can decide. However, Nikki Cross jumps on the apron as Hideo and Cassius turn to look at her, and Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane attack. After destroying them, Wolf grabs the mic. He says they'll do it without forced friendships, and Dane says that they'll do that with chaos. Wolf says that their master Eric Young is away working on his master plan, but tonight the first note would be struck by Cross. She wails on them and they'll leave as it's main event time. Yeah! Mid-match, we're introduced to Sandy's Wolf and Darren will face Itami and Ono next week. Asuka defeated Nikki Cross in the last women's standing match to retain a women's championship after suplexing Cross through the announce table from the top of the ladder. I just gotta say, great match between Asuka and Nikki Cross. There were a lot of high spots in this match. This match was 100 times better than the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This last women's standing match between NXT Women's Champion NXT Women's Champion Asuka and Nikki Cross blew the women's Money in the Bank ladder match on SmackDown out of the window. Out of the window. This definitely blew the women's Money in the Bank ladder match out of the water. It definitely did. No questions asked. This was match tonight. As a matter of fact, I think this last women's standing match should be NXT match of the year. Almost match of the year. It was that damn good. And I would give this match a 10. A perfect 10. 5 stars. 2 thumbs up, way up. As for NXT, NXT gets a 10 out of 10. Great show. NXT is the winner. NXT blew Raw and SmackDown out of the window. This week they had good matches and a great main event. Good to see Mauro Ranallo on NXT commentary. As a matter of fact, I congratulated him and he thanked me on Twitter. I appreciate that, Mauro Ranallo. Mauro Ranallo, I mean, the commentary was just on fire in this match. Mauro Ranallo and Nigel McGuinness did a great, amazing, outstanding job calling this main event, calling the whole entire show. Percy Watson was okay, but Mauro Ranallo and Nigel McGuinness were amazing. Those guys can definitely work together. I love this show. So NXT is the winner of this week. If it wasn't for the last women's standing match, and I probably would have either chose Raw. I would have had Raw as the winner, but no, NXT is the winner. No questions asked. Comment down below in the comments. Tell me what show you thought won. What did you like about the Money in the Bank women's match? You know who to subscribe to. You stay classy, love long and prosper, and peace out.